Gavin was everything the gambling industry dreams of: successful, wealthy, and completely unaware he was walking into their carefully laid trap. Like, by day, the 41-year-old financial planner from Sydney's North Shore was making headlines for helping cancer victims secure insurance payouts. His professional reputation was spotless, his income steady at $130,000 annually. But what started as casual pub bets on horse racing was about to become an $8 million Australian dollars feeding frenzy for Australia's betting giants. It started innocently enough: a few drinks with friends, a bet on the horses. When mobile betting launched, Fenef downloaded the TAB app like millions of other Australians. What he didn't know was that he'd just painted a target on his back within months. Tab's algorithms had him figured out. His betting patterns, his losses, his increasing desperation, all of it was being tracked, analyzed, and monetized. Soon came the golden ticket: VIP status. The treatment was intoxicating. A personal customer service manager who called regularly, exclusive events, bonus bets, reward systems that turned every deposit into a celebration, free tickets to major sporting events. The message was clear: you're special, you're valued, you're winning. But Fenef wasn't winning. He was bleeding money. In just 6 months during 2017, Fenef lost $1.5 million. On a single Friday afternoon in March, he placed 3 simultaneous $25,000 bets on different races. All 3 lost within an hour. His VIP manager called that evening, not to check if he was okay, but to offer bonus bets for the weekend. Tab's transaction records tell the devastating story. From September 2016 to June 2018, Fenef made 194 deposits of $10,000 or more. 23 withdrawals exceeded $10,000, with 10 of those above $50,000. He was cycling money like a Wall Street trader, except every trade was a loss waiting to happen. The math was simple. A man earning $130,000 annually was pumping millions through a betting account. Any reasonable company would have asked questions. Tab didn't. They were too busy counting their profits. By May 2018, even Tab couldn't ignore the obvious anymore. They finally asked Fenef for proof of income after he'd already lost $3.9 million with them. Panicked and unable to explain his funding sources, Fenef avoided their questions. Weeks later, his account was frozen. For a brief moment, it seemed like his nightmare was over. That moment of relief for Gavin, that's precisely when the predatory cycle often intensifies. Betting companies thrive on exploiting vulnerability, turning every loss into another opportunity. You see, they know your patterns better than you do. But what if you knew their game? What if you had a system to see your own habits clearly, to identify your triggers and reclaim control? That's why I created the Ultimate Gambling Tracker Toolkit. Our automated Excel and Google Sheets trackers give you crystal clear insights into your real wins, losses, and the time you spent gambling, turning raw data into undeniable patterns. And for deep, mindful reflection, our printable PDF pack helps you analyze triggers and stick to goals away from the screen. Whether you're struggling with gambling addiction yourself, the Ultimate Gambling Tracker Toolkit puts the control back in your hands. Find the link to claim yours in the description below. Then the phone rang. Fenef was standing on a train platform when a stranger called. The voice belonged to someone from Ladbrokes who somehow had his personal number. The caller claimed he used to work at TAB and could offer a superior experience with thousands in bonus bets.
And nearly $4 million later, they did send a letter after that time saying that I needed to provide some information and they were going to close the account. And for me, that was the end of it with them. He set up an account in a different name. He put about $20,000, I think it was, $10,000 to $20,000 in the account for me to try them out, and promised significant free betting money for every deposit that I put on.
Within hours, Fenef had a new account under the fake name Gavin Lamb. No identification required, no questions asked. The hunt had found fresh territory. Over 20 months, Ladbrokes extracted another $700,000 from Fenef. Not once did they verify his identity or ask about his income source. The third call came as Fnef walked past his letterbox after taking his kids to the park. Bet Easy was on the line. In 45 minutes, the time it takes to watch a sitcom, they had him signed up with $50,000 in bonus bets loaded into his account. He lost it all before reaching his front door. Bet Easy treated Fnef like gambling royalty. In his first 3 months alone, they handed him $1 million in bonus money. He matched it with his own deposits and lost every cent. They kept the bonuses flowing. Over 16 months, Bet Easy sucked another $3.6 million from Fnef, bringing his total losses to $8 million. The pattern was always the same. Massive losses followed by congratulatory calls offering more opportunities to win it back. When industry insiders later testified about these practices, one described problem gamblers as being traded like property between companies. Finally, in April of 2020, Fnef's double life finally collapsed. The money he'd been gambling wasn't just his own, a fact that's now the subject of a New South Wales police investigation. He faces potential jail time for fraud. The timing reveals the industry's stunning negligence. In February 2017, just as Fnef's gambling was spiraling completely out of control, Tab's parent company, Tabcorp, paid a record $45 million fine to Australian Transaction Reports and Analysis Centre for failing to monitor suspicious transactions and report potential money laundering. Even after paying this massive penalty for not watching their customers closely enough, Tabcorp allowed Fnef to gamble away another $3 million over the next 18 months. Their compliance failures weren't just bureaucratic oversights, they were profit opportunities. For the betting companies, everything worked exactly as designed. They identified a high-value problem gambler, maximized his losses through VIP treatment and psychological manipulation, then passed his details to competitors when regulations finally forced them to act. The UK's gambling regulator found that major betting agencies derive 83% of their deposits from just 2% of customers, the VIPs like Fnef, who can't stop losing. In Australia, these companies operate with impunity under the Northern Territory's light touch regulation. Meanwhile, Fnef's children will grow up in a different world than the one he planned for them. His marriage bears the weight of years of deception. The people whose money he stole to feed his addiction face their own financial ruin. The system worked perfectly. Remember, if you want to take control of and track your gambling habits, to grab the gambling tracker in the description or pinned comment. As always, remember to be stingy when gambling.
The gambling options are everywhere and they're every minute. It's fast betting, it's fast transfers, and it's fast losses. Between those two companies, I received $3.5 million of free betting money. Parents, there's not a 13-year-old today that hasn't watched a game of sport without seeing gambling ads. Check their phones, because they're next.